So it's Christmas!
It's Christmas.
Oh, we've got a Christmas special episode.
Yep. And we're still talking over the intro.
Yeah. Maybe our New Year's resolution should be to shorten the theme tune a little bit.
Yeah.
Welcome to Pitch It Good Christmas Special.
Hello.
How you all doing? Good. I can hear you all. I can hear you all. It's fine. It's all good.
Is it like a tick now? Do you think?
Yeah. I keep doing it everywhere. Just, when I'm on the phone, just asking people how they're doing. The whole music answers all the time.
Just calling your bank just to talk to someone.
That's the new HSBC Christmas advert. Where it's just an old sad man just phoning the bank to talk to somebody.
Hello.
Cool. How you, Paul?
I'm good. I am feeling very festive.
Oh, yeah. You looking festive?
Yeah, I got my jumper on.
I thought, let's pull a cracker.
Oh, okay.
Let's do this.
That sounded shite.
It's the worst cracker. I've got a spring with a key ring on it.
Cock ring.
I've got some little weird spiral.
Are we doing visual-based material in an audio?
Does this work?
What was your favourite podcast? Mine was the one where he put a hat on.
Well, there we go.
Fantastic.
I feel fantastic. Yeah. I can't see it.
No.
I can't see it.
For everyone at home, Jim has a poorly fitting red Christmas hat on.
It's the way.
Yeah.
It's the way. Have you watched any Christmas films?
I have. I've watched loads.
What's the best one?
Well, the best one's Claus. Claus is the best film ever.
Yeah.
But recently I watched Spirited.
Spirited? What's that?
Yeah, that is. It came out last year. It's the musical by Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Yeah, and slightly. I don't think it's spoiling too much to say that essentially, the plot of Scrooge.
Yes.
It's that from the perspective of the ghost.
And
like all the mechanics of Halloween. And it's a full-on musical, and as previously stated, Paulie loves a musical.
All right, well, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't watch any Christmas films.
Did you not?
No, I didn't. But I did watch Elemental.
Oh, okay, that'll do.
It feels Christmassy. It's jolly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Do you know what's weird about it? It kind of felt like a computer game, and I don't play... I called it a computer game. I obviously don't play video games.
All right, Dad.
It's one of those computer games.
Are you winning, son?
But I liked it. I thought it was good fun.
It's good fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
good.
little rom-coms. Cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
I really like that dopey little water boy.
Yeah, he's good.
I think he's me.
yeah, he is you. I did think of you.
He cries all the time. He's a bit clumsy.
But obviously, in this Christmas special week, what have you been up to?
As it's Christmas. As is common. Sometimes you've got to pick up got to get a little bit of extra cash.
Yes.
So I've been doing a little bit of moonlighting.
Okay.
Got myself a little job.
Oh, wow.
At the grotto.
Oh, there he is.
Paulie Elf. They tried me in a few different departments. I wasn't particularly good at it.
Okay.
I mostly smashed up all the toys.
How tall are you?
6'4". Yeah,
the tallest elf.
I did. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't really know how I got the job. I lie on my CV a lot.
Well,
but yes, it wasn't great. And then eventually I ended up as just one of the reindeer.
Oh, yeah. That's all right, isn't it?
I was scared of heights.
Rudolph or not promoted to that level?
No. Come on, mate. It's day one.
Day one.
Anyway, they sacked me.
Well, that's sad. Well, how much did you make during the amount of time that you were there?
€49.
49 euros. International. Cash hot.
Cash hot.
Time
rich.
I was
trying to think of a European pun, and it's just atrocious.
I tried to think of what cash hot would be in French or something. Frank's Schuld? Is that right? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is just all rubbish. Because what are you going to do with your?
I would love to make a movie.
Of course, a Christmas movie.
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, obviously we're just a pair of complete idiots, and we can't do this. No, we can barely.
We
barely turn up and do this.
Yeah.
So I've brought in the Christmases person that I know, and she's absolutely brilliant. A Leicester Square Theatre sketch-off finalist, a Funny Women's finalist in 2023, and had an awesome show Edinburgh this year that was absolutely bonkers called Picnic. Welcome to the studio, Charlie Vero-Martin.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I was trying not to cough all the way through your intro. And I'll try. Sorry, I'll keep facing the mic.
It
was on theme for the quality of our comedy.
Yeah, it is.
Just a quiet cough in the background.
I think we need to put a cracker.
Oh, okay.
For Christmas.
One, two, three.
Bang!
Oh,
It didn't quite crack.
I'm
did
on
it?
form. No, you didn't.
Oh, tweezers.
Tweezers.
They're quite, but they're bendy tweezers.
Oh.
Oh.
You don't want to bend
I feel like
tweezers.
my eyebrows would snap these. I don't trust these.
Is this the name of the film? My eyebrows would snap these. a great film. Cool. So, how have you been? Have you watched any good Christmas films?
I've watched lots of Christmas films. I'm actually appalled that you've not watched any. Have you genuinely not watched any Christmas films?
Not this year, no. I only realised I've only put half my decorations.
Oh, get out!
I know. I've been.
It's Decoration December.
Well, maybe I've been busy, with the elves.
Do you want to hear the roster of Christmas films I've watched so far?
Yes.
Bearing
100%.
in mind these aren't like the main ones, because some of them keeping back for the big day itself, the week itself. So obviously I've watched all the Christmas episodes of Bob's Burgers and Community,
Yeah.
Scrubs and Friends. So episodes to one side. Klaus, which
So
you
good.
mentioned, lovely film that only came into my rotation last year, and it's there to stay. Dolly Parton's Christmas in the Square, Home Alone. What else have we watched? I feel like there's way more. But
It always does feel like, because you kind of get bombarded with it, don't you?
Scrooged, I watched the other day.
Scrooged, brilliant.
Excellent film.
Yeah.
Muppets Christmas.
It's such a good one.
I've not watched Muppets Christmas Carol. We're saving that.
I saved that for the big week. Yeah.
Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh's Christmas special.
Oh, been busy. Have you?
the whole gang. I've listened to the Muppets Christmas Carol soundtrack.
Yes.
I've had that on quite a
Excellent.
lot, and that's good.
Yeah,
Right.
I've got that on too.
Yeah,
That is a choice.
yeah, I do like it. It does
Yeah,
make me
let's not watch it.
as well. I kind of, if I'm walking around London, start to pretend I'm Scrooge a little
I was
bit.
going to say, do you pretend you're Michael Caine?
Yeah, I'm just walking over to St James's, just tapping my ankle through the park. Cool, excellent. Well. Christmas. You've come in to pitch a film, Charlie. What genre is it? Christmas!
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
I mean, there are variations of Christmas
There are, yeah.
films. You can have a Christmas horror film, which I did think about.
Krampus, yeah.
Yeah, but then I listened to a bit of Beck and Sam's episode, and theirs was a horror film set at a ski lodge, which I
was.
felt like, well, you just put the ski lodge near Christmas time,
Yeah.
and that's also a Christmas horror film.
Yeah.
So they got 2 for 1 on that.
Yeah, they did.
There were 2 of them. So that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. And so and then it's like, well, you could do a children's Christmas film or an animation. I'm like, no, I'm going to stay away from that. So of course I've gone for a rom-com,
It's the best.
but I don't quite have the rom part of it yet.
Oh.
So I'll need your help with that.
That's fine.
Well, that's not the bit we're typically great at. I've got all of the rest of it done. I'm just not very good at the romance. But you've come to the right place.
Well, I have options, so we'll see. We'll see where we go.
Fantastic. So this is a rom-com Christmas movie?
Yeah, and I mean, we could push it towards the sort of Hallmark style, It could be very saccharine,
Well, I mean,
or it could be a little edgier. We don't know.
You've got a full 48 euros. It doesn't have to be straight to TV.
Right? Is that my budget?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we make it stretch, and there is a time machine that you can use as well. It's a little metro that's parked outside.
So I could have any actor from the past in it.
Any actor from the past, anyone from the future playing someone now.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, it's a
Wait,
good time
what?
machine.
Anyone from the future playing someone now?
Yeah, so you could have, like, I don't know, an 80-year-old David Beckham playing a David Beckham now, if you wanted to. It's happened.
Sure. I'm not sure if I fully understand that, but okay.
It's time travel. We don't follow Terminator rules. We don't follow...
No, they definitely come back naked.
Yeah.
Or it's like if we wanted someone like Timothée Chalamet, but in his 80s.
Yes.
So we would get... Okay, I get you now. now.
So, we can... Yeah.
Sorry, we weren't expecting you to predict who is going to be famous in the future.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's me.
A 30-year-old baby Swift.
Oh, God.
Okay, so we got a rom-com. It's a Hallmarky type film. We don't know. Yeah, it could be super saccharine, could be a little bit sinister. And where's it set?
London.
Classic.
Yeah.
Okay, are we talking like Bethnal Green or Notting Hill?
Oh, I didn't even get that specific yet.
Is it got the over like the movie stereotypical London-y type thing, or is it real London?
Do you know? I think it's more like real London.
Real London.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Unspecified, but everyone's been like, all right, Gav.
Yeah. Actually, I'm thinking it's more like how I never actually saw, what was that Richard Curtis film that came out last Christmas, I think it was called.
Yes.
I never saw it because it looked and sounded awful.
Yeah.
But this is maybe the film that should have been.
Are you going to pitch Richard Curtis's Last Christmas?
Yeah, but so I think the thing that when I saw the trailer for that, it was like, oh, it's about this girl that's like hard on her luck, and I'm like, Richard Curtis doesn't know what it's like to be a real person anymore. When was the last time he was a real person? Never mind a poor person in London. And everybody spoke like Richard Curtis and Emma Thompson, but they were all meant to be 22.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
So this is the first time we've had the time machine used to correct an actual film.
Yes,
this is good.
I think this is maybe a bit like
meta.
Yeah.
So maybe it's more on the Love Actually side, but without horrible people in it. Because they were all terrible people.
I hate that film.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's whatever genre this sort of.
That's so terrible.
That's his joke for the day.
He's got one in already.
So yeah, whatever genre this sort of adult London Christmas contemporary film is, that genre. It's that genre, perhaps.
Okay, cool. So contemporary London. So set in the present day.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Set in the present day. What's the opening scene of this film?
The opening scene is our heroine. I'm always worried I've pronounced that wrong.
Local drug dealer.
having a really bad day. Like she's got a terrible, terrible cold.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this is a bit semi-autobiographical because I thought about it the other day and I'm like, where am I in life?
She's got a cold. She's watched Friends.
Yeah.
and is this going to be our main character?
Yes.
And what's her name?
Cariad.
Oh, excellent.
Lovely name.
Yeah, because it means lovely, doesn't it? Or love in Welsh.
I don't know, yeah. Yes.
So maybe she's Welsh.
Maybe she's Welsh, she's in London, she's got a cold.
But speaks with a perfect Richard Curtis accent.
Absolutely not. No one
From
in
my time growing up in the valley.
No one in this film is allowed to have gone to Cambridge.
Not even to visit.
No punting, nowhere. And who plays? Have we got an actress in mind?
Me.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes.
Finally.
Excuse me, I need the work.
Exceptional work. I'm surprised no one does it every week.
We've really tried to get the guests to cast themselves into films.
Really? Nobody does it?
No. I think you cast yourself.
I cast myself all the time in people's films.
Yeah, Max Norman did as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I was worried that you were going to force me to, because obviously I'm not a big star name.
Well, don't put yourself
like
down.
But like, if it wasn't going to be me, it would probably be who's the main girl in Ghosts? Charlotte Ritchie, is that her name?
I know exactly who you mean. I do not know her name.
Ritchie?
Yeah.
But,
She's worth
if
one.
I'm not available, she can have the part.
She can dep in for me, yeah?
Yeah.
So an understudy of what was
It's something Ritchie or something. I think.
Yeah, I feel terrible. I don't know her name, but I know who you mean.
you don't need to know the first name of the understudy. It's
Right.
it's the rules, isn't it? I don't know anything about.
No one cares about the understudy.
No, she's doing all the, how I've done a bit of this as well, where you've got to go in and you're the back of someone else's head. You can be the back of my head.
No one is paying me to be the back of the head. Right? That's just not.
The Mitchells are no longer working.
That was EastEnders money, baby. I
had a friend who once had to be like a body double for James Corden,
Oh really?
and he had to shave his arms.
Oh really?
Yeah, because apparently James Corden has fairly smooth arms, and my friend was quite hairy. He shaved his arms.
Imagine your friend turned up, so someone throws a clipboard down. We wanted smooth arms.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you here?
bad?
Yeah.
It's doughy and smooth.
Okay, so we've got Carriad is and she's not very well.
No.
No, and where is she? Whereabouts is she right now? Is she in her flat? Is she in her house?
She so I had a fun idea for like a scene, which could be the opening scene. It's because this also happened to me recently. Set well, and then I'm making it worse for comedic purposes. So I don't know
Sure.
if you've tried to buy flu medicine recently, but you can't buy more than one packet of drugs.
Oh really?
Yeah. So because they think you're going to top yourself, right? So basically, you can't buy more than one box of paracetamol at
right.
a time. And I was like, oh, well, one person doesn't need more than that. And I'm like, okay, but my partner's also ill. Like,
Yeah.
what if you have a family? Like, it's a stupid, stupid rule.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe she's going into a corner shop or a Boots or something. And you know how, oh no, it has to be a corner shop, because then there's, you know how there's always kids being like, oh, if I give you cash, will you buy me like a bottle of cider or vodka or whatever?
Yeah.
Strongbow or whatever. And it's like, no, obviously not. But then she goes in, she's so ill. She's trying to buy all the Lemsips and they won't let her. And they're like, and she's like, why? And it's like, because you might want to top yourself. And she's like, do I really look that depressed? And it's like, it's Christmas. It's a hard time of year for people.
Yeah.
So they're like, you can only have only one pack per over 16-year-old. So then she goes out and says she buys the cider for the kid, so the kid will buy her more lemons. So she
I like it.
slightly breaks the law, but
Don't we all?
but I thought that was quite a fun idea. Like,
Yeah, I like that. That's a good.
Trying,
Yeah, it's a good urban situation, isn't it? Yeah.
Maybe she knows the teenager, so it's less bad, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna be 18 in a week," so like she looks less like a criminal.
Yeah.
It would be funny
if
she knew they weren't going to be 18 in a week and they still tried it anyway. I know you. You're my cousin. You're 14.
Yeah.
So-
Which, fine. It's like, would you rather I got someone else to do it? Wouldn't you rather a responsible adult like yourself did it? So like they maybe have this whole conversation. She's like, no, goes in, tries to buy the Lemsip, and then it's like, how old do you have to be to buy Lemsip? And they're like 16. She's like, okay. So then she makes a deal with the teenager, the 17.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like it. She's got a strong moral compass.
How much Limsip would you have to drink?
I do like the idea that you could go into a shop, you're at the brink of despair, and you're going to be like, I can't do this anymore. I need all the Lemsips. I'm going to go. And the first shop goes, no, you can only have one pack. And you're like, okay, you caught me.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I suppose I think it includes Lemsip, but yeah, you can't buy more than one box of paracetamol.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I don't buy a lot of paracetamol.
I knew. Look at me with my good health.
Just letting the audience into my health.
Got some dandelions around your head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just sort of
Breathe in some
do a little
frog spawn.
chew a mushroom. All sorts of things. Eat a bean.
You drew it.
Well, that's offensive. So leave me alone. We've got. So there's this whole thing. She can't buy a paracetamol. She can't buy the cold and flu medicine. Pays the kids inside her to get.
Yeah, they do a swap. She buys them booze and they buy her Lemsip.
Yeah, I love it.
Or whatever.
Standard. Yeah, this is modern day
Cocktail
London.
outside, yeah.
So she goes home.
Yeah.
Or does she stop anywhere on the way?
Well, so this is the thought. Is my idea is that she is a voice actor. maybe she's also a singer. I can't really sing though, but we'll work that out. But because she has this terrible cold, she can't do her job. So maybe she tries to go to a studio like this one.
Yeah.
And she fucks up the job because she's got this awful cold, and they send her home, and then her agent drops her. And it's just like things get worse and worse and worse. Because she has this cold, she has to cancel all her work. This is also something that happened.
Wow.
Basically, I had this awful cold a couple of weeks ago. I did my show, which was being filmed, and I struggled through it so much. It was awful. And then the next day I had to miss an audition, and then I had to like cancel a bunch of work, and I'm like, this is miserable. And I thought, this could make a film.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
It's 2023. This is what Christmas is now, isn't it?
Feeling really bad for her. She's losing all her work.
Yeah, so she's losing all of her work. She's got a cold. She's got minimal paracetamol. And
just got the required amount.
And she obviously, she decides that she's not in the Christmas mood at all.
No, because Christmas is expensive.
Yes.
She wants to go home to see her family, I'm assuming in Wales. That
would make sense. Yeah.
There's a toll on that bridge to get there. She's to earn the bucks.
Yeah, she's losing all her work. So... Shall I just carry on with my idea?
Carry on.
And then at some point I'll be like, and that's all I have. So
that's it. The film ends, and it's just this poor woman for half an hour.
And I thought, that was the other thing. I thought maybe she's recently had a breakup as well, so she's had to like move out. She's now living in like a shitty flat with like flatmates she found on the internet who could be quirky characters.
They could.
Yeah.
Quirky, annoying characters.
So she come home to a voicemail, and the voicemail's her being dumped. And it's just like, oh.
Yeah, if the film was set in 1993.
Do we not all have that?
we got an answering machine from 1993 for the film. And no one notices.
Yeah.
It's just like, that happened.
I reckon people would just accept it.
Yeah.
But that's also, she's hard up on money as well because, she's not living with her partner anymore. She's had to find another flat. All this stuff. So she decides to take a job doing like some nannying, like picking some kids up from school. Park that for a second. We'll come back to that. So she's like tutoring, nannying some really, really posh kids in London. So we have a fun, posh, annoying family in it as well.
Okay.
Also because I've done a bit of that when I've been looking up for money.
The dad doesn't work in a bank and the mum is a suffragette and it's not. And there's a guy next door with a cannon on the roof.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we could do like a really edgy modern Christmas movie.
Christmas Mary Poppins. She's popping pills, obviously. That is a modern Mary Poppins. So I want to hear a little bit about the flatmates, the Kirky.
Okay. And then I'll come back. back. So I'm thinking maybe also, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm square in millennial territory. I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect for the Gen Zers. I feel they have very little respect for me. So I figured maybe that's another thing. This girl, she's, maybe she's in her 30s. She thought life would be different. She thought she'd be like with her partner. They've broken up, and now she's like living with these like Gen Z kids who just are making her feel very old and uncool.
Oh, there's a lot of TikTok.
Yes.
Do they call her auntie?
Oh.
Yeah, and they just think she's like, they're just really patronizing. Oh, it's so cute how you wear your hair in a side parting. So retro. And keep referencing things that like, she'll come home and they're watching the Christmas episodes of Friends as if it's like brand new TV.
Yeah. So this actually, my dad had never watched an episode of Friends until about a year ago and saw it on telly and went, I like this. Doesn't live with Gen Z.
I think it's got legs.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. So
Seinfeld.
Seems like a jolly fellow. So we've got the Gen Zers and they're kind of making her feel a bit bit old. And,
Yeah.
And especially, with the breakup and the voice work, it's just not going well.
I mean, I think they're nice enough. They're well-meaning, but I don't know if you've ever had Gen Z people try to give you life advice. It's really...
Oh God! I've just had this weird I would never want that to happen.
I was literally just thinking the same. I was like, mercifully no, but now I've got a new fear.
Yeah, so she's dealing with that right now. Yeah, and then she also maybe the voicemail she has is from her mom being like, "Oh, are you sure you don't want to just get back together with Clive? Are we calling him? I don't think anyone's been called Clive for 30 years, but
no, but he's a millennial. so
that would make sense.
It works, yeah. He's an 80s
by
Clive.
60 years, so he would have been 30.
Yeah, he's an old soul.
Yeah.
Of course. And do we ever meet Clive, or is he just in the ether?
He's in the ether, I think. Also, sorry, I really want to apologise to your listeners because I just did a horrible noise with my mouth. I just went.
I mean, the name Clive is a bad name, but it's not that bad.
To put things into perspective, we opened the entire show on the first episode with a burp. It was completely unplanned.
Yeah.
The 4 people that listen to this, I promise you they won't.
Okay. I just wanted to make my peace.
I know they're expecting it now. If we don't have noise into the microphone, we get complaints from the 2 people.
I keep doing it. I think it's because I've been coughing. So anyway, no, I don't think we meet Clive initially, but I think maybe at the climax of the film he maybe comes back.
He might pop in,
and there might be a bit of a let's give it another go, blah 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 kind of moment. But let's maybe.
Like the dad at the end of The Waterboy type thing.
I've not seen that.
I've seen it, but I don't know.
Yeah, oh no, but as I said, I've only seen 5 films, and that's one of these.
Maybe so this film also has kind of the holiday vibes, I think. Mm-hmm. But again, without some of the terrible stuff in it. I don't know if you recall, I've felt this since I watch The Holiday every year. Mm-hmm. Not watched it yet. And every year since I started watching it about 10 years ago, it's really annoyed me. There's a few bits. One of them is when Cameron Diaz is getting with Jude Law. And he asks her, he was like, "Oh, so how do you feel about foreplay?" And she's like, "Oh, I think it's overrated." And he's like, "Oh, you're so cool and interesting." I'm like, "That's not." And I'm like, Nora Ephron, it wasn't, no, not Nora Ephron, whoever wrote it was a woman. I'm like, this is going to be watched by young, is this really what we're saying is she's a cool girl. She doesn't care about foreplay. I was like, what the fuck? And neither does Jude Law, apparently.
Yeah.
It's like she let her nephew, who's into toxic masculinity, write one scene. You can write one scene, just don't ruin my whole fucking movie.
I'm just surprised that Cameron Diaz agreed to that. And every time I watch, I just think that's so wrong. There's quite a lot of things. I feel like every time I watch that film, I'm a bit like, really?
I have to rewatch it. I have seen it, but
watch it, and you'll see what I mean. You'll be a bit like, I think maybe it's like Cameron Diaz. I feel also plays it to a slightly different tone to everybody else. I mean, she's good in it. She's funny, but she's a bit more heightened and comical. And she's like, I've never cried, and it's just weird stuff like that. And I'm like, what's going on in this?
Maybe she just thought, fuck it, I'm making a Christmas film, it's ridiculous, I'm just going to throw myself into it.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah, and Kate Winslet tries to commit suicide in the first scene.
What?
She sticks her head in an oven. She sticks her head in the oven, puts the gas on, and then she goes, "Oh, low point." Slaps herself in the face.
I need to watch this film.
So again, I feel like this film, I mean, all the best Christmas films talk about suicide. They do.
They do. Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life.
That's why you can't buy enough Lemsip.
At Christmas.
At Christmas. So it is a bit of an homage to that.
Yeah.
Except, she doesn't go, "Oh, silly me."
Does she come out of that corner shop at the moment with 2 boxes of Lemsip being like, low point?
Yeah. She just, well, I mean, it's maybe a low point getting a teenager to buy you medication in return for giving them underage booze.
Yeah, I mean, as well, if you went with Lemsip, I mean, that's a lot of water. You can't just eat the powder.
To be fair, we probably wouldn't be able to use lemsip because of copyright.
Yeah, that's true. We'd have to go with. So what would be a good name for an off-brand lemsip? Do you think?
Lomsap.
Lomsap is fantastic.
She needs her lomsap.
The box has got like a cartoon moose on the front with a coal being like,
and an orange.
Yeah. You get it in like lime flavour.
Oh, yeah. Not a lemon and lime.
Squash flavour.
Yeah. What's that? Those jackfruit things that are always in the vegan food.
No.
Oh. So we've got. So we've got. We've seen. We've met the Gen Zers who are a bit. She's got a lomsap. And something, there's going to be something now that kind of, like there's something's got to happen to. She's thinking, I need to make a better Christmas myself.
Yeah. So, she. Oh yeah, I missed this. So she has a friend. She has a fun friend who has kids, right? And so she's like, I'm gonna just hang out with you guys and the kids, and like we'll do some fun Christmas. And she's very stressed because she's a mum at Christmas, and maybe it's her that I think gets her the nanny job.
Okay.
Now this is where the key bit of the film comes in, is that, have I told you what the name of
the friend
the film is?
No, that happens at the end.
That happens at the end.
That happens at the end.
Okay, well that might. Okay. So basically, the mum is, so the kids are like being riotous and not behaving, and yeah. So the mum threatens. She's like, "Well, I've got Mr. Claus on speed dial. If you don't behave, I'm gonna call. Do you know? I'm gonna call Santa and tell him that you've been misbehaving."
Yeah.
And somehow it comes out that the friend calls Cariad, knowing she's a voice actor, and says, "Hey, Mrs. Claus, can you tell my kids that if they don't behave, they'll not get any presents?" So then she makes up this voice, this character, and she pretends to be Mrs. Claus.
Right.
So the mum starts saving her number in her phone as Mrs. Claus.
Right.
So that she can call her and be like, "Look, I'm calling Mrs. Claus," and Mrs. Claus, and she has to, and it's just like a fun little thing.
Yeah.
But then this is the twist. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your.
No. This is
that's part of the fun. That's part of the fun.
Okay. Is that she? Oh, and I forgot another thing that maybe happened. I was just thinking of like, what are all, the like cat gets stuck up a tree thing, like all the bad things that could happen. And again, this happened to a friend of mine. Well, have you ever had someone cycle past and pull your phone out your hand?
No.
Okay, well they tried to do that to me last year. A bunch of kids and like bikes came up this alley and like tried to pull my phone out my hand multiple times, but I walk around London with like a vice-like grip on everything I own, because again, this feels like a very London thing.
Yes.
But what happened to a friend of mine recently after a gig? She was checking how to get home. Someone cycled past, grabbed her phone out of her hand, and as they were cycling away, realized her phone wasn't good enough and threw it away. So like, and then she picked it up and it had a massive crack in it, right? So I thought that we see that happen to her at the start as well. Like, she's having a bad time. She goes to see her friend. Her friend's like, "It's okay. I'll get you a job so you can get some extra money at this school." She goes to the fancy family house.
Yeah.
And she sort of, somehow it comes out, she tells the story, she's like, "Oh, with my friend's kids, when they misbehave, she calls me. She's got me saved as Mrs. Claus on her phone." And I like talk, and she's like, "I want in on this.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do that with my kids." And she's like, "Oh, well, let's just do it with our friend." She's like, "I know, I don't like to give out my number to people." And she's like, "I'll just give you this iPhone." Product placement. Maybe we do Galaxy. What? I don't know.
No, Apple. Big sponsor.
Let me give you this new Apple 15.
Yes, I feel like it would work really well because they're like really rich, and so it's like, "Oh, we've got this spare iPhone. Tell you what, have this phone. It's like a fancy burner phone, and that will be your Mrs. Claus number."
So she's first down the job, new iPhone.
Yeah, new iPhone. She's got the job, and they're like, oh yeah, and she's like, how much extra do I have to pay you for that service? As if it's like a service that she does. She's like, oh, I just do it for my friend. And then maybe her friend's like, shh. So she's like, and she's like 100 quid a day, so you can call me anytime. As long, obviously, you can't call me when I'm with your kids, sort of thing. Yeah. And she's like, great. So then she's got all this extra money. And that's kind of where I've got to, because then I think maybe her friend or people are like, hey, this is a thing. Yeah. Maybe the other kids in the class, like their parents, it becomes, and so she becomes Mrs. Claus.
Right. So she's the telephone Mrs. Claus at the moment. I like the idea. Is this like in the Santa Claus where Santa Claus dies and then he has to
what?
No. Oh yeah. By the way, if you got any kids, just
listen to this.
The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Like when Santa Claus dies, he has to take the suit on. So I like the idea that she actually transforms into.
Yeah. That's how you become.
Oh, you want her to be actual magical Mrs. Claus?
Yeah, like she, becomes Mrs. Claus. Like
she just become more frumpy over the film.
I mean, I was thinking it was more like a Mrs. Doubtfire.
I had proper Mrs. Doubtfire in my head, but I was like, don't say it.
Because then I feel like it gets her into. Because if it then becomes magical, then it's like, okay, cool, she's Mrs. Claus now.
Yeah.
But maybe it could. I don't want to say no.
Well, no, it could be both. It could be a crossover.
She actually does become Mrs.
Doubt Claus.
Mrs. Doubt Claus.
Mrs. Claus Fire.
Somehow, at some point, I don't know if other parents all start sharing her number, and then she's starting to get tons of phone calls from parents.
If you want to, like, one angle for bringing a romance into this could be a single dad who takes the service, and then she's like, oh, I've got to do this stupid calls for Mrs. Claus thing, but please take me seriously.
I kind of had three options. I thought, single dad, when I was pitching this to my friend, being like, I have to do this thing, what do we think about this idea? And she was like, oh my god, and then she falls in love with the single dad, and then she's like, I don't know what to do, and I'm like, okay. So that is
very holiday.
It's very yes. So there's that option. I also thought maybe there's a really cute primary teacher.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a guy, I mean, I don't know, maybe like the primary school teacher, like, it's like, oh, I hear everyone has Miss Claus's number. Can I get Miss Claus's number? I don't know.
He could be a single dad.
Or he could also be a single dad.
Yeah.
And the third option was maybe like someone she works with, sort of a friends to lovers things.
Yeah.
Because I've never had to do this as in doing any voice acting type stuff, but I do know it's a job a lot of people do, which is they like dub over sex scenes in films.
Right.
So they have to be in a booth with someone and just making noises. And I thought maybe she has a friend that like they do that kind of job, like they do these kind of gigs and they always joke like, haha, but this would never happen in real life, and then they do sleep together. I don't know.
You could do all three. My day job is I'm a primary school teacher.
I'm a single dad and I'm doing sexy voiceovers.
Yeah. Or
smashed it.
Or I do like the idea that you're saying about like she's on a date with someone but she keeps getting called and she has to like pretend to be this old woman.
It's like the Mrs. Doubtfire end bit where she has to keep running between like
the tables.
Sorry, I've just got to take this call.
Hello. Yes.
1 minute. Superb. That was.
Thank you very much.
Very nice. Maybe she just goes on a bunch of really bad Tinder dates and one of them seems to be going quite well. Maybe it's someone she's worked with and he's got a really sexy voice and she like finally maybe it's that. Maybe she's always like, oh my god, we do these scenes and it's like really embarrassing because he's actually really hot, and then he finally asks her out on a date, but the whole date is ruined because she keeps having to answer the phone. Yeah, I like that. And then she never gets a date with sexy voice man again.
He's obviously put off.
Yeah. Sexy voice man is his name in the credits as well.
Yeah, he doesn't even get a name.
Who plays sexy voice man?
That's a really good question.
Jude Law.
Now, if we're doing this, do you know what? There's the
Gilbert Gottfried.
Wow.
What is it? I really want to do an impression. I don't know.
No. I was about to. I nearly fell into that little trap.
Who's got? So I actually know some male voiceover artists who I think could do it.
Yeah.
And they can do some sexy voices. But I think let's go for a celebrity for this.
Who's got the voice?
Who's got a sexy voice?
Who's got a sexy voice? What about the guy who does all those trailer like for the 90s, like one man?
Peter Serafinowicz.
That's it. Perfect.
Hello,
Peter
Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, I feel like he does. Oh, it's like in a Black Books where he plays the weather. Oh, what do you call that? The shipping forecast guy. Friend. Yeah, it's that kind of. Yeah, he's got a really sexy voice. So Peter Serafinowicz. He's a bit. I don't want to say this because actually I would really love to work with Peter Serafinowicz.
He doesn't listen.
No,
I don't think you're in any danger of him hearing this.
he's maybe a bit old for the role. But I should say we've got a time machine.
We've got a time machine.
Got a time machine.
Yeah, we can
bring
whip it
back
back a couple of years.
Yeah.
Young, yes. Oh, but then if that case, why not go for like Clark Gable or someone?
Yeah, you can do. Clark Gable. How about Peter Serafinowicz doing
A Clark
Gable
Gable vibe.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I think he's like very classy, because Peter Serafinowicz was the voice of James Bond on all the PlayStation games.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
He's the voice of
apparently.
Darth Maul as well.
Oh yeah,
Was
he's the
he?
voice of everything
he
and
is.
everyone.
The lift in the IT crowd.
Is he?
yeah.
Oh, I
Get
love
out
that.
of the
lift.
Yeah. I feel like he would love that kind of, because that is kind of the role. Yeah, he would love that kind of role. So yeah, Peter Serafinowicz, the sexy voice guy that she works with. I really love this idea. They go to like dinner on top of the Shard or something. I don't know. Actually, where's a romantic place? Where would be like a really cool?
You are asking the two.
Sushi Samba.
Nando's.
There's a really lovely restaurant I've always wanted to go to in Covent Garden, and it was voted. So one of my jobs that I've had throughout the course of the evening, you're going to hear all the weird jobs I've had. But one is I used to do like events management and like producing like stuff like that. So I used to get these magazines of like the places to go in London.
In Edinburgh.
In Edinburgh as well. Well, I know a lot about that too. And there's this restaurant in Covent Garden where like there's blossom trees on the inside.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's meant to be the most.
It's called Clos Majori.
It is well done.
Yes.
Well,
Don't know films. No nice restaurants.
Well done, Jim. See, and you thought you two wouldn't know the answer to that. So maybe it's somewhere like that.
Oh, I knew I wouldn't know the answer to that. I was 100% sure.
No, it's very nice. Yeah. They do a nice pear dessert.
You've been?
Yeah.
Oh, is the food good?
Oh, yeah.
Who did you go with?
My ex-wife.
Oh, sorry.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
It was lovely. It was a really good place. I'd recommend anyone go.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. I'm so sorry I brought that up.
That's Clos Majori. It's open for Christmas bookings.
Maybe they could sponsor the film.
Maybe they could. Maybe they should.
Yeah. Or we could go something a little bit more like cool. Maybe he takes her to like a really cool party, but again, people keep calling. Like
with the millennials.
No, the
oh,
parents.
sorry, sexy man. Sorry.
But the millennials could also call. The millennials could also be like, we recommend you guys go to this place. It's just like somewhere that they all, like a tennis court they're all squatting in. There's a guardianship thing.
It's in the dark.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe because he's maybe a bit more successful and like takes her to this like industry party or something, but she has to keep running away to be an old woman on the phone. Yeah, I think that could be a fun scene.
Yeah. I like the idea of her quickly like dipping into somewhere as well to take the call. It ends up being a completely inappropriate place. Like she ducks into a room, there's a wedding happening or something, and she's having to do a Mrs. Claus impression, just as they say, "Does anyone have anything to say?" And she's like,
she like burst into like a load of kids, like and doing like a play or something. She's like, "Santa's not real."
Why would Mrs. Claus say that?
I don't know.
That's the one thing she would say, and you picked it.
Oh, I thought thought you said Santa's not free.
Oh,
which would make complete sense.
Yeah, it would.
I was like, Jim, that makes perfect sense.
The new capitalist Christmas film.
Santa's not available.
No, Santa's not available yet. Santa's not free.
But Santa's not real. Yeah, no, she probably wouldn't say that.
That wouldn't really. Yeah.
Unless they were also going through a divorce. He's not real. He's not who you think he is.
He's never at home. He's always travelling.
It's all me.
So where was we? Well,
What happened?
We've had a fun. Yeah, so she goes on these dates, but maybe there's a single dad or a primary school teacher.
Yeah.
Because
he's a nice guy. Wears a sweater.
Yeah, he's got to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a thought for the nice guy.
Oh, okay.
What's his name? Who's also in Ghosts? Matthew Bainton, is that his name?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Tall guy from Horrible Histories.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
He's got a nice guy face.
So
that's really
nice guy face. You're in.
or more towards a Jack Black kind of vibe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
into like
nice.
School of Rock.
Yeah.
Type. Yeah,
someone is a little bit like, because if we've got the very suave, sexy voice man,
Yes.
then somebody who's maybe a little.
You just have to go for a plain Dane afterwards. Yeah.
Just like, I don't know, someone a bit more rough and ready. I don't know, a bit more scruffy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not rough and ready in that sense. Your face so quickly flashed across your face.
I don't know if anyone's would describe Jack Black as rough and ready.
Jack Black, do you know the story of his mum?
No.
His mum.
She's not Mrs. Claus, is she?
Whoa!
So his mum worked for NASA and was like a rocket scientist, and she came up with the code that rescued Apollo 13. Is that the one that came back, or is that the one that?
That's the one that got a bit lost and came back.
Yeah. So she's the one that saved Apollo 13, and she did it on the day she gave birth to Jack Black.
Wow.
Yeah, you can look this up. Basically, she was at work, 9 months pregnant, with all these papers, trying to work out like the formula, the coding or whatever needed to like work it out. Went into labor. She took all her stuff with her to the hospital, gave birth to Jack Black, and then worked it out and was like, give this to NASA.
That is a hell of a move, isn't it?
Why has that not been a film?
I don't know. Yeah, that's probably better than the Apollo.
We just chat shit on here.
A woman literally
saved the lives of.
She created life and saved a life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
and
a
not
good
just
day.
any life. Jack Black.
Yeah.
Jack Black. So actually, could we have Jack Black play the nice man then?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that is a little tribute to that fact.
Yeah.
Which I really like.
But then I'm also kind of a bit like, if we can go back in time and we can have anyone and it's a Christmas film, could I have a young Jimmy Stewart?
Of course.
Yeah.
Because he's the ultimate man.
The ultimate man.
Playing a very nice teacher.
He would make a great teacher. I think I want to go with teacher rather than, because I think it gets a bit complicated when you bring in.
Also, with like a Christmas film, it's it's so easy to end on a panto, isn't it?
Yeah, she wants to go to Chloe Majori and he goes, I've been there before.
Yes. Maybe that would be nice. Like instead of going, because like, maybe he asks her to help with the school panto or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like that. And what would she do? What would her job be in the school panto? Just organising or
using her abilities as an actor. Maybe
starring.
No. Like direct it, like helping with the kids, helping them with their confidence, because that's something we want to see. Like maybe there's a really shy kid.
Maybe she gets another little gig, like being the drama teacher or whatever at this, the equivalent of.
Maybe that's how it ends. She finds a new. She's like been this struggling actress for a long time, and then she discovers actually her calling is teaching.
Yeah.
Teaching kids.
She's like trying to teach the kids how to act, but keeps having to take the dirty money of being Mrs. Claus on the phone.
Yeah, so like also these are all kids, but then maybe she starts to use it to her advantage because maybe some of the kids are being like really naughty, and then their parents call her in the evening. She's like, "Oh well, if you're not nice to Miss Cariad, then I see everything." So she starts using it to her advantage, but then also that there are some probably like that's a grey area of like
if it's a rom-com, we've got to have a third act disaster.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like maybe she does the voice, and one of the kids overhears, and they go,
Yeah.
"Hey up."
Yeah. And they start to turn on her.
Yeah.
Burn the witch.
Yeah. I think it has to be something like that. So they find out. So maybe then the teacher is like, "Oh, you can't come to the school anymore." The parents are complaining.
Yeah, angry parents coming in.
Parents.
You know, they're not old enough to know that.
She loses the job with the rich family.
Well, I was just about to point out who's been looking after the kids from the rich family, because she's been off on dates and being a teacher. I get paid £100 a day.
But this is the thing, because quite often in times of like when I've done tutoring or nannying stuff, you're often just picking the kids up from school.
Right.
It's only for like a couple of hours, and if some of them are staying behind to do the school play.
Oh, very nice. That's how she gets introduced to the school.
Nice.
Ties it up.
And then it means that like, so she's maybe having these dates like 9 o'clock at night. She wouldn't be nannying then, but the parents might be like, so and so won't go to Cindy Lou won't go to bed.
Cindy Lou, all the way from the United States.
Yeah, they need to
from
have
the Grinch universe.
Like Tarragon or something.
Tarragon.
Oh, that's
Tarragon and Saffron won't go to bed.
Be quiet, Pepper.
Pepper, yeah.
Salt.
One of my good friends from uni, her surname is Salt. And she's becoming a doctor. Her name's Dr. Salt. And her husband is another good friend of mine, and his surname is Lowe. So their surnames are Salt and Lowe.
Oh, wow.
Are they
nice? And they're both doctors.
Are they married?
Yeah.
That's a Christmas
film. Why didn't they double barrel? They could have been Low Salt.
Well, I think... I'm trying to remember.
Both cardiologists.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Low Salt.
I think actually in the end he took her name, so they're both Dr. Salt, because
Both
they like
Dr. Salt.
the idea of being Dr. Salt as well. But I like calling them Salt and Low.
I think they should be honorary parents in this film.
They should be in the film.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. So we've got the third act disaster is that
she gets found out.
She gets found out by the
maybe
kids because
like
the parents.
Maybe when the date goes wrong, where she's running around doing the voice, the man's like, "What is going on?" And then it turns out like some of the kids are having dinner, and they're like, "Mrs. Cariad, I didn't know you were Santa, Mrs. Santa."
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no right to be here.
Yeah.
So obviously, if there's a third act disaster, there has to be redemption.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's not. Yeah, you can't end the film there.
No.
That's the end of the Christmas film.
Can I also maybe, just to make things even worse? So the kids find out.
Yeah.
I'm using these tweezers.
Yeah.
It's like
very good, yeah.
What's a conductor use? What's that stick called?
A baton.
A baton. There we go. And I think maybe this is also maybe where the ex-boyfriend comes back. And
Clive.
makes things even worse. So like Clive comes back on the scene, which means cute Jimmy Stewart, primary school teacher, starts to be like, oh, maybe she doesn't like. So then she loses him as well. Everything's going bad.
I imagine him sort of coming back as well, like a 90s sort of like villain with like a leather jacket and a cigarette. Like, I'm back.
We've not cast the ex-boyfriend.
No.
Is he like a posho?
So I feel this character is a bit like, and again, I'm just stealing the cast from The Holiday now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because I'm thinking,
Cameron Diaz, yeah.
Cameron Diaz plays Clive.
What's the name of that actor? Rufus Sewell. That's who I'm thinking. He's sexy. Oh, he's really hot. Have you seen A Knight's Tale? excellent film.
Yes.
So he's the baddie in it, in A Knight's Tale. He's the baddie in everything.
The French king guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's the baddie in The Holiday, and he's the baddie in.
I do know him. Yeah, he is a dish.
He's dishy.
Yeah, he'd be a great slime ball.
Yeah, and maybe he's really rich. Maybe that's it as well.
Yeah. Is there a limo outside? Is he that rich?
I think he's. Well, it's like maybe he wears a gilet.
Oh, he's a fintech bro.
Yeah, maybe he's that kind of dick. In which case, maybe Rufus Sewell's too sexy for that. Maybe it needs to be someone a bit more clean cut. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, so he's got
Colin Firth.
Colin
Firth won't play. Yeah,
I do know who I was going to say, but he's same casting as Rufus Sewell as Dominic West. He's also a bit of a slimeball type person.
Dominic Quest, and he's obviously a fintech bro of his gilet.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's up.
Yeah.
He's like,
and he doesn't get the whole acting, that like her and like what she's doing with the kids. He's like, just come back with me and like you'll be a set. Like you can play around with your hobby.
Yeah.
Because it's okay because I've got money. Like he doesn't see her as the inspiration that the primary school teacher sees her as.
Yeah, Artie's work.
Yeah. The primary school teacher's like, wow, it's so great how you inspire these kids. You're so creative. And
through manipulation.
I meant with the play.
I love the way you're lying to young minds.
Yeah. Maybe the Dominic West Clive is like, this is such a great idea.
Do we switch Clives? Like, depending on what's going on.
I think Clive should be played by both those actors interchangeably.
Every time
never explained.
Never explained.
Every time the shot changes, it just switches.
Maybe one is like the business partner, because then I was thinking maybe they're like, oh my God, you're doing this Miss Club, that we could make that an app.
Yeah.
You could make so much money doing this.
Yeah.
Why this is such a great idea. You've got $1 million idea.
He's always like, we could make so much money.
We could make so much. Yeah.
I know the type.
Maybe Jimmy Stewart's like, don't do it. He's using you, and she's like, fuck you. And then they fight and fall out. That's why they fall out. I don't know.
I like the idea of why he's at the door, and she's obviously, almost tempted slightly to go back into that world because of this disaster that she's had, with the kids.
Yeah.
But who turns up at the bottom of the steps to save the day?
It's Jimmy Stewart.
It's Jimmy Stewart. He's there. It's like,
I'm not gonna lie, I've completely forgotten which man is which.
Jimmy Stewart.
I know Clive is the piece of shit.
Clive is a piece of shit. Yeah.
We never named the
Jimmy
single
Stewart's character.
the single dad teacher. Has he got a name? Is
Alfie.
Alfie.
Yeah.
So Alfie.
That feels quite Christmassy.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It does though.
Yeah, it's quite soft.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
Yeah. Alfie Puddings.
Alfie Puddings.
Alfie Puddings is the best name we've had on this.
Oh, because then all the kids call him Mr. Pudding.
Mr. Pudding.
They all call him Figgy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the bad boys at the back of the class.
All right, Figgy.
And
So,
he's like
Alfie
quite
Puddings.
embarrassed by it.
And what does he say? Would he say like? Would he be like, follow me or something like that? Would it be like, don't deal with these jokers?
Yeah. Or maybe he's like,
Miss Calliad.
oh my God, do you want to play the part?
Oh, I'll do it. Yeah, no. Who have we got casting?
Jimmy Stewart.
I'm not really sure I could massively compare to Jimmy Stewart.
It's a shit. I really wish I could do a Jimmy. Maybe can we put a call out on the podcast? Anyone who can do a really good Jimmy Stewart impression, we give them some lines to do.
I
have
no idea what we'll get. We'll get something.
Of the four people that didn't do this.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Well, maybe it's like, it's the night of the school play, and he's like, the kids are asking for, like, the kids need you.
Yeah,
Like,
just like, you left this. The kids need you, and they're, do you want to come with me or? Or these two brutes.
The headmistress who is meant to be playing Mrs. Claus is ill. We need you to play Mrs. Claus.
Oh, no.
I don't suppose you could do the voice.
Yeah, that's it.
And then all's forgiven because she comes and saves the play, and the kids are like, it's so cool. We've got the real Mrs. Claus.
We forgave all of the lies.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That ties that all up. Do we ever meet the headmistress?
Oh, yeah, I think she could be like a really eccentric character.
Like Miss Trunchbull from Matilda.
Yeah.
She was abusive, wasn't she?
Yeah, maybe a little bit bored, like a little bit softer.
I think she could be like Dawn French or someone.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Played by Dawn French as well? It could be Dawn French.
Oh,
It's the headmistress.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dawn French playing herself.
Yeah.
Dawn French, yeah. She's retired and now she's the headmistress.
She's the headmistress playing Mrs. Claus in a school play.
But she like breaks her ankle or something
Yeah.
on something that's set up earlier in the...
Yeah.
She gets ill and she can't buy any Lomsap.
Yes!
There's a flu going around.
No Lomsap.
No.
For Dawn French.
Yeah.
Playing Mrs. Claus. Now we're on a pitch it good podcast.
Here we go.
Okay, so and then she obviously like I don't know. He's given. I imagine that the rich gilet wearers have given her like this over expensive Christmas gift, and she's sort of holding it, throws it back at him. And
Yeah.
says, "Wait, Mr. Puddings."
I've got to say, Mr. Puddings is such a good name.
Mr. Pudding.
Oh, Alfie Puddings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, Alfie Puddings.
If
I'm
I ever
coming
get
with
a
you.
dog, I'm going to call it Mr. Puddings.
Oh, cute.
And they obviously there's a race against time
Yeah.
to get back to the finale of the school play where Mrs.
Yeah.
Claus does something.
Does her thing.
Yeah, she comes on and
Tap dances.
tap dances.
I say that because that is a skill I have. And you will be surprised how many days I have saved with tap dances.
Maybe that's that Dawn French broke her ankle in the
She
middle
was attempting to do the tap dance.
and just didn't
Sneezes
work.
because of the cold.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
No, she drops the sachet on the floor and then whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she gets back, jumps on the stage,
Yeah.
does the tap dance.
The teenagers that she bought the booze for come on and break dance behind her.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, we've got to bring them in somehow. I think that's where they come in. It's a big school. It's primary and secondary.
Like, so they go past the shop and they're like, "Get in,
Yeah.
we'll give you some cider."
They're like, she's cool. Because they're also like, yeah, you're Mr. Puddings, your girlfriend's cool. Because he used to teach them. And it's like, how do you know these kids? And she's like, drive.
We don't have time. We don't have time.
And the kids are like, shh, we won't tell. We'll just break dance in the back.
I just got the image of it. Tap dancing, Mrs. Claus, and just a load of drunk 15-year-olds. And that's when, obviously, the Gen Zers are coming in and like,
Yeah.
this is so cool. I'm putting it on TikTok. And it goes on TikTok. And it goes viral.
And she gets famous. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she gets Yes.
It's all coming together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, this is something I forgot to say right.
Oh, hold on, this could be everything. Sorry, I forgot to say, she's actually a dog.
Because one of the reasons I think she may also lose her agent is because I don't know if you know this is a thing. This is gorgeous, this studio we're in, for the listeners at home. But one of the issues I have now is, like, I have a really nice microphone at home, but I live in a very noisy flat and everyone expects you to be able to record from home.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's okay, just put a duvet over your head. And it's like, I don't know if you've ever tried to read like a whole script under a chair covered in duvets, but it's so sweaty and dark, and it's like, how, and you've got this sense to it. So I thought maybe there's a scene where she's trying to, like, because she obviously used to live with this rich Healy guy, so she had maybe like an easy flat to record in, but then she loses that. She doesn't have a home studio. Renting a studio like this, like, she can't do it herself, so that's why she loses her agent. But TikTok or they record her, and then because of that, she's able to afford her own recording studio.
Oh yes,
so she can be a voice actor again.
Is there like a bit right at the very end where she gets to like tell the millennials, I'm moving out, you can go stuff yourselves, and her agent's like, let me take you back, and she's like, haha, no.
I like it that
like, just stuff you all.
The studio is also kind of like it serves everyone in the film's needs. Like she walks in the door with like loads of coffees and donuts, and there's a little breakdancing section over there, and a tap dancing section, a voiceover booth.
She's teaching the kids how to use the mic.
Yeah,
stuff like that. I think because the Gen Zers help her. They come to the pants, like they come to the show.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So I feel like maybe they get involved. Maybe they get to live they like squat in the studios. Maybe I don't know, but like I think they get included. They get jobs. They run all the social media for her for the studio.
Yeah, the social. Yeah, well, I like it, and then at the end, it's like, hi, honey. And in comes Alfie Puddings.
Alfie Puddings!
And he's Alfie Puddings, and they share a little moment. And do you know what I'd like to see as well? I'd like to see, like, look out the window and Clive, Bitcoin's crashed. He's outside.
Yeah.
He's kicking, I don't know, like he's tried to kick a tin down the road and it's concrete or something, and like hurts his foot. It's like, it's my thing.
They look out the window, and if you see this film opens with her having like a bit of a bad day, the film could open with her like dropping 2 coffees, and then right at the end, like she looks out the window and he's doing all the same sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Dropping 2 coffees, and then he's like
huffing Lemsip,
trying to buy Lemsip. He's going through all the trouble that she did. Paying some kids in booze.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the name of this film, Charlie?
So, my initial thought was going to be Mrs. Claus, but I'm like, no, it's a modern tale. Ms. Claus.
Ms. Claus.
Yes.
She's a feminist.
That's great. That's why she tells kids that Santa doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Oh, we didn't name the friend either. Who comes in at the start and never comes. The friend should be in it with her kids too at some point.
Okay, so yeah. So
sorry, I just ruined your format again.
No. This is fine.
It's not particularly robust.
Yeah, this is a loose framework that we work with. So what would her name be?
Oh, I don't.
Matilda Holiday.
Matilda Holiday. Yeah.
Matilda Holiday.
Yeah, I like that. But I don't know who's going to play her. Who's like a cool fun. Oh, Diane Morgan.
Oh, very nice. Yeah,
she's kind of grumpy, and she like tells her kids to shut up, and then she's like, just pretend to be. So it's her that actually sets the ball. Diane Morgan plays the friend.
So this is the second Diane Morgan we've had as well. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Beck and Sam.
Here.
Yeah.
She was an influencer.
Yes. I remember.
Yeah. I think it's like, this is all in here.
Man, good luck with this.
No, very no. So,
for everyone at home, there are so many arrows on this page.
I'm sorry, because I can't be like, and another thing.
So, Charlie Vero-Martin, would you like to hear back your film, which is our first ever Christmas special?
Yay!
Magical.
I'm so excited. I've always wanted to write a Christmas film.
Well, let's see how this goes.
You may still have to yet.
If I can read it, then we're in. So, this is a rom-com set in modern day normal London, not Hollywoody London. This is normal London. It's 2073, and we first meet our heroine who's having a bad day, who is Cariad, played by one Charlie Vero-Martin. She's very Welsh as well. So, do you have a Welsh accent in your repertoire?
I don't think we can end the episode until we've heard
it. Accents, but not Welsh. Maybe we make her Scottish.
Yeah. It's still called Cariad.
Still called Cariad.
Yeah,
for my time in the valleys.
She doesn't go home much.
No. Yeah. She moves straight from Wales to Edinburgh, and then
down to London.
And then to London, the triangle. The standard.
Most comedians.
Like most comedians.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. So, so she's ill. She's got a flu. She goes into the corner shop. You can't get enough pain medication.
Well, that was not what you put that in yourself.
Enough cold and flu.
It's a Christmas film, Jim. Can't get enough pain from the shop. Can't get enough pain. Merry fucking Christmas.
It's East London. So she tries to buy some Lensip and won't give her enough. So she goes and makes a deal with the kids outside the shop. I'll buy you beer. You go buy me some more Lensip because I'm feeling really bad. And that works. And that's great. And we find out at this point that she's a voice actor and a singer who has recently just broken up with her boyfriend, who we meet a little bit later, who's Clive with a Genet. And she's not having the best, because she's had to downgrade all of her recording stuff, sitting under chairs, all those types of things. The work isn't as good, and the agent drops her. She's having a real bad time. And at this point, she then moves into this new flat has a Gen Z set of roommates who are walking around TikToking. What else do they do? Drink Prime. It's just Prime bottles all over the floor.
This is going to come as a massive surprise to you. I don't spend a lot of time with Gen Z in my mid to late 30s.
Eating those sour pickles on TikTok. You've seen those things, yeah? Oh, they're all right. So
of course you've tried it.
The Gen Z characters in this film are going to be so well-rounded and written.
It won't be offensive at all.
At all.
It will be like when Richard Curtis wrote Last Christmas.
Gen Z don't watch films anyway. If it's not a 30-second video on a thing,
well,
you're not getting attention span.
Ironically, we're going to release this in 150 30-second clips.
So, Gen Z. We're done. And then at this time we meet, she goes to see her friend who is named Matilda Holiday, played by Diane Morgan. She has a couple of kids, and the kids are being naughty, they're being ruckus, and she's saying, "Oh, I'm going to phone Mrs. Claus." Saves Carrie Ann's number as Mrs. Claus in the phone, and starts phoning her, and she's like, "Oh, don't do that, stop, be nice to your mum," and stuff like that.
She's doing the Will Smith rap, "Be nice to your mother."
I have been Santa in my sister's phone for when my niece was playing up.
This is a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing, yeah. And I was like, I get a phone call, pretend to be Father Christmas. Oh, stop it.
I was going to say, what is your Santa voice? I need to hear it right now.
Oh, give us a blast.
Well, you've been a bad girl. The wrong.
Very nice.
wrong Santa.
Oh.
That's a bad Santa. So she goes. To meet SpongeBob.
Jim, who knows all the fancy restaurants in London, and if you're into this type of thing,
if you want the smooth tones of Santa Claus whilst eating a nice Michelin-starred meal,
a succulent Chinese.
Oh, God's sake.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
So shit.
So she then goes and then she finds that she gets a job at a posh mum's house.
Yes.
And there's kids, and she hears about what's going on with the Mrs. Claus thing and gives her an iPhone because she had her iPhone stolen at the beginning of the film by a rogue.
Stolen and then thrown
away, yeah.
And then so it's broken, so it looks.
So it's not working properly.
Yeah.
Android.
Yeah.
It's not going. Yeah,
it's not quite the Apple.
Yeah, that's Apple, everyone, this holiday. Great gift for all. So and she pays her £100 a day to be Mrs. Claus, and word gets around the school.
Can she be played by Maya Rudolph?
Yes.
She
can be played by Maya Rudolph.
That's really good,
Yeah.
Who is actually one of my favourite films, Idiocracy, by Mike Judge.
Oh, I've not seen that.
Oh, it's a fantastic film.
I think I've seen that.
Go watch that. It's your homework.
All right, that's my homework.
It's not a Christmas film, though.
Well, I'll do it in January then.
It's the law. Can't do it. And then Mrs. Claus, while she's going to the school, meets a single. No, she starts going on dates, and because word's got around, and she's on a date with Peter Serafinowicz.
Oh, is there going to be like a montage of bad dates? And there
Yeah.
could be someone who's like really into the voice.
Oh yeah, he's
He turns up and he immediately knows she does the voice, and that's all he wants to hear.
like she sits down and he phones her and she goes hello, and he's like hello, like in front of her at the table. She's like,
I'll play that part. I'll play that part.
And then she goes on a date with sexy voice man.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Peter Serafinowicz.
Oh, sorry,
yeah, who's who's like, ugh, I don't like this very much. That's my Peter Serafinowicz impression. But
not
what
bad.
does he actually sound like?
Hello.
Yeah, he's a bit like.
Yeah.
Hello, Cariad. I would like to speak to you in a normal voice. No silly voices for me. I'll be buying the dinner.
I mean, that
Chloe
would be
Bajori, which is
hilarious.
it would.
Yeah.
It would.
It's 4 in the funking morning.
Brian Butterfield.
This will be 2 hours.
Just go for it
This is
all
gonna be a
his
2-hour
characters.
episode where the second hour is just us doing that voice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we meet. I've written a word here and I can't read it. So it's Jimmy.
It's not the first time.
We now meet our teacher.
Oh,
no.
yes.
We meet our teacher,
Alfie Pudding.
Alfie Pudding, Mr. Puddings, who is he's got all these kids in the class. They call him, what's his nickname?
Figgy.
Figgy. Yeah, they call him Figgy, and there's and what happens is at some point, Cariad gives up the game and everyone finds out that she's Mrs. Claus, and the parents all come in. Cindy Lou, Tarragon and Salt with who are children of the parents of Dr. Salt and Low. They are have a great complaint. She says, like, he says, you can't come back, Cariad. You know that you've caused a ruckus, and she goes home dejected back to her flat, and there's a knock on the door, or the Ring doorbell chimes, because Gen Zs live there, and they'd have that. And and who's at the door? Clive, played by Rufus Soul, who's there. He's like with his gilet, and he does this.
But he's also played by
Dominic West.
Yeah, he's also played by Dominic West.
Yeah, and every time it cuts, it switches.
Switches between the two. Yeah. It's to make sure we get the right light for both of them.
Yeah.
And every line is said by both of them at the same time. That's pretty stupid.
And he's like, come back, I'm back, I'm cash hot. And
I'm rich.
he is. And he brings him back. He's like, well, come back here. Oh, God, great. I've heard about your little hobby you're doing. Maybe we could build an app about it and make some real money apart from this £100 a day from each child, which is, she's raking it in.
It's Christmas. She's like, I'm loaded.
Yeah, he's that rich. He's like, what, you're only on 500k? Yeah, he's like, really? So, and then as she's got like an expensive gift, and just as she's about to give in and think, I can go back to my old life here, who appears at the bottom of the steps? Alfie Puddings, Mr. Puddings. He's there, and he says, the children need you. Dawn French has broken her ankle tap dancing.
How?
No time to explain.
No, she slipped on a Lemsip package.
Oh, we just took a quick cutaway.
Yeah.
And then it comes back.
Yeah.
That's the only time Dawn French appears in the whole film.
Just a falling over scene and cuts carted
She's
off.
first mentioned here, and there's one cut of her just breaking her ankle.
And so go back to, and on the way he picks up the kids from outside the supermarket who are now breakdance and drunk, right? Drunk break. So she goes up just in time, goes on, tick, 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 does the Christmas number. The kids, the drunk teenagers are dancing in the background. TikTokers are at the back. The Gen Z are TikTokers, and it goes viral. It goes mad, and everyone's watching it. There's loads of little likes going on, and it's all great. And then the show ends, and everyone stands up and cheers, weeps. It's a
Christmas
weep
miracle.
It is a Christmas miracle. And then the next scene.
What is the miracle of this film? That the play went off.
This play that we saw no planning in.
The adult that is saved by an adult that has nothing to do with the school and probably shouldn't be allowed near the children.
It's at best a tenuous link to anyone
And
involved.
brings other adults who then film the show, which I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to film.
Just drunk
them on
kids
the internet.
at the back. Just a little note for anyone: if anyone does turn up at your school like this, just make sure they're DBS checked before you send your kids in.
Maybe the school Christmas play is also to raise money for the school.
Oh,
the school's gonna get like knocked down or something. So like she comes, she dances, everyone's amazing. It goes up on TikTok. They raise a ton of money for the school.
And at this point, Clive is going coming in the back, like he's followed them, like what's going on here? And someone's gone, "Oh, rich boy, are you going to write a check for £5,000?" He's just like. He's like, they're all clear, and he's just like upset, but like, oh, I've done it. And that's his Christmas redemption as well, a little bit.
So maybe he doesn't get quite a bad. Maybe he's like, you know what? We're better off without each other. I'm not going to knock down the school.
He's like a proper Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dominic West is playing him, he's evil.
and then maybe he gets with Maya Rudolph. He gets with the hot mum, the hot rich mum.
Yeah, because they'd obviously suit each other. He's like, oh, Bentley. Oh,
yeah,
I've got one too.
So they actually kind of, you know, because I don't like that in comedy films when the bad person, it's like, you know, they get a comeuppance, you know. It's not very Christmas.
No, it's not. It's the standard Mr. Banks, Scrooge. You know, there's that redemption at the end.
Have you watched Mrs. Doubtfire recently?
No.
Pierce Brosnan, I don't think he does anything wrong.
No.
He's just a nice guy that stands up like to look after this family, and is a bit conscious of their weird deadbeat dad.
Yeah. And then he gets almost poisoned.
Yeah.
Robin Williams' character hates him, and he's like, he's not really done anything.
Yeah, we're all rooting for Mrs. Doubtfire, the attempted murderer.
Yeah.
that is a weird thing. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot wrong with that.
Well, unfortunately, in the next scene, we see him broke outside the window.
I think
out.
Let's have him just go take Maya Rudolph for drinks.
Oh yeah, okay, that's nice. They go for drinks, and they're happy.
But then he's got to look after her kids.
Oh yeah,
that's maybe the redemption. She's got these annoying kids. He's carrying all the stuff in. Yeah. And they're like being horrible. He goes, "Shush!" And they're like, "You're not my dad." All that type of stuff. But then we see that with all this TikTok fame that she's been able to open up this multi-purpose area that has tap dancing and TikToking and breakdancing and voice recording. Yeah, the tap dancing would probably put off the voice recording a little bit. Yeah, but win.
It's never stopped us.
And on that note,
take it away, Paul. You went for twice as long as you usually do there in your tap dance.
Why do people keep telling me that?
Well, are we going to make this film?
Absolutely.
It can't not be made. It's absolutely brilliant. It's got Christmas miracles. It's got Peter Serafinowicz, Dawn French breaking her ankle. Everything you want.
It's everything I want for Christmas Day.
And it's called
All I Want for Christmas Is This Film.
I like it. That's the tag.
Oh yeah, it needs to have a Christmas song in it.
It does.
What's the Christmas song?
So
oh, I know what it is.
Go.
Do you guys know Margaret Caburn-Smith? No. Who's a very good voice actress. She's in the John Finnemore show and everything. She's a comedian. She's very funny. She has, please go find this.
Okay.
She recorded it years ago, and it's her singing her version of Feliz Navidad. And it goes, it goes, I'm gonna wish you a Merry Christmas. So I will. It's like insane voice. It goes, I'm gonna wish you a Merry Christmas. That was it. I'm gonna wish you a Merry Christmas. One more time. Merry Christmas. And it's just unhinged, and I listen to it every year. I think that's the Christmas song.
Like a duet with a Cookie Monster.
That's why I love it so much. I love the Cookie Monster.
Oh, who doesn't?
So I think, oh, yeah.
That's me at Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can the Cookie Monster be in the film?
Of course
Yes,
he
he
can.
can.
I'm sorry, you keep trying to wrap up this
No,
thing.
no,
and I'm
no,
like,
no.
and another thing.
Cookie Monsters were in the dating montage.
Oh my god! But then the film would end there because she'd be like, "You're the perfect man."
There's a deleted scenes, alternate ending. It's a 20-minute movie.
Maybe we see at the end he's at the recording studio recording a TikTok with her, and he's like, "Oh, I love this new studio." That's not how he sounds.
No, you did like a Muppet. Yeah.
Yeah, Cookie Monster is part of her newfound fame. And she's interviewing.
He's a
Cookie
new
Monster
agent
at the end. He's the agent.
He's got a radio show with Sexy Voice Man, him and Peter Serafinowicz.
Oh my god! I would listen to that.
They are doing Pitch It Good.
Yes, that is how the show. That is how the film ends. With the three of them recording a podcast.
Or a sex scene. That's what
Me like that.
I love it when you give me the cookies.
What is this? This is from your life.
Me like Peter.
I love it.
Please end the episode, Jim.
Me with crumbs in me fur.
Is he a pirate?
No, Cookie Monster always refers to himself as me.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. How do you not know? It's like classic Cookie Monster never says I, he only says me.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Piggy never says I, she only says moi. Elmo never says I, he always says Elmo.
He does. Sorry, did you hear some stuff? Yeah.
No. It's just a lovely lesson to end it on.
That's the real meaning of Christmas.
Basically, I was really hoping to write for the Fur Chesters, so I almost started writing some stuff, and then it stopped. So this was some of the research I did.
I mean, I like the left turn on the Cookie Monster at the end.
Yeah.
That's my favourite one.
Yeah, that was it. Well,
Please end this.
Yeah, sorry.
Let me go home.
Yeah.
Well, this is our last show of the year.
It is, yeah.
There might be a bonus show that might not air because it might be terrible. And I say air, it's a podcast. Downloaded. And Charlie, where can we find you on the socials?
You can find me on I have to think for a sec.
TikTok doing tap dancing.
Yes. So you can find me on TikTok at Charlie Vero-Martin. So that's Vero, Vero, whichever. It's a made up name. Twitter/X and Instagram at Charlie V Martin and Facebook at Charlie V Martin Comedy.
And please tell us Picnic's coming back.
It is!
Yes.
It's coming back at least one last time. This will probably be the last time I do it in London at the Soho Theatre.
Wow.
Ooh.
On Valentine's
Wow,
Day.
look at that.
Very cool.
Yeah. I'll
Very
also
cool.
be doing it at Leicester Comedy Festival on the 24th as part of Weirdos Weekend. So sorry for coughing. If I'm alive by
That made
then.
it sound like Leicester Comedy.
No, I'll be taking it home there because it's that's where I did the very, very first work in progress of it. So yeah, if you're in Leicester, see it there on the 24th, and if you're in London, see it on the 14th of
Absolutely.
February.
I'm cancelling a Chloe Majori reservation for that.
Yeah,
But
this
our
is
one.
far more romantic.
That's how Christmas work too.
Valentine's Day.
Lovely.
Brilliant. Thank you, Charlie, for coming in, and thank you to all of our guests this year. It's been we started this with just a really stupid idea, and it's been still a stupid idea.
Yeah, it's not, you'd think after like 14 episodes that we would have got better at this.
but
Look at us now.
yeah, look at us now in the same room. So yeah, like, subscribe, and maybe the real gift you can give this year is 5 stars review on our podcast, or to tell your friends. But yeah, great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
And thank you very much, Paul. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Paul.
Christmas, Jim.
Merry
Christmas, Charlie. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Including
Merry
the Cookie
Christmas.
Monster.
Me like Christmas.